My dad, 54, picked a fight with my husband, 32, and me, 32, out of nowhere. It was completely unexpected and has left me feeling frustrated and confused. Instead of trying to resolve the issue or talk things through, he's now giving me the silent treatment. I'm torn between moving on and forgetting the whole thing or readdressing the situation and trying to clear the air. I'm not sure what to do or how to handle it. What was supposed to be a relaxing birthday vacation for the three of us, my husband, our toddler, and me, turned into a complete disaster. We had been looking forward to this trip for weeks, and I was excited to spend some quality time with my little family. But my dad's unexpected behavior changed everything. The peaceful getaway we had envisioned quickly turned into a stressful and tense situation, leaving me feeling disappointed and upset. I guess I should start from the beginning. It all started when we told my dad that we were planning a camping trip in the woods, just the three of us, my husband, our toddler, and me. We were excited to have our first nuclear family vacation, where we could spend some quality time together without any external influences. But without even asking us, my dad went ahead and booked a reservation at the same campsite, assuming we would be there on the same dates. Luckily, he ended up picking the wrong days. But it was still frustrating. This wasn't the first time our families had tried to tag along on our vacations and take control of the plans. It's like they can't respect our boundaries or let us have our own space. When we found out what my dad had done, we were taken aback. We politely told him, that's not when we're going, but we hope you enjoy your vacation anyway. We were trying to be kind and avoid conflict. But inside, we were both thinking, can't he just respect our plans for once? That was strike one. We thought that would be the end of it. But little did we know, it was only the beginning. My dad's assumption and lack of consideration had already set a bad tone for our trip. Despite our initial response, my dad didn't seem to get the hint. Throughout our entire trip, he kept blowing up our phones with texts and calls, asking for updates and checking in constantly. We were getting increasingly annoyed, as we had specifically wanted to disconnect from our devices and spend quality time together as a family. The constant notifications were disrupting our peaceful getaway and making it hard for us to relax. I finally told him, hey, we'll catch up with you when we get back. We're out in the woods and don't want to be on our phones. I thought that would be clear enough, but apparently it wasn't. Even after I told him we didn't want to be on our phones, my dad continued to text us nonstop. It was like he couldn't respect our boundaries or give us space. We tried to ignore him, hoping he would get the hint, but eventually, we had to take a firmer stance. We started keeping his messages on read without responding. That's when he really lost it. He blew up the group chat, accusing us of ignoring him and demanding that we stop fucking ignoring me. His language was aggressive and confrontational, and it caught us off guard. We were taken aback by his anger and frustration, and we didn't know how to respond. I stood up for myself and my husband, calling my dad out on his behavior. That's completely out of line, I told him. We already told you we'd catch up after our vacation, and we don't want to be glued to our phones the whole time. If you have a problem, you need to come to me directly, not drag my husband into it. I was firm but calm, trying to reason with him. I reminded him that I'm his child, not my husband, and it's unfair to put him in the middle of our family drama. I wanted to make it clear that I wouldn't tolerate him taking out his frustrations on someone else, especially when it was our time to connect as a family. My dad's response was barely audible. He denied ever saying he was mad, trying to downplay the whole situation. But I wasn't having it. I called him out on his passive-aggressive behavior, telling him I'm not stupid. Dad, you didn't need to explicitly say you were mad for us to understand your tone. We can read between the lines. I was frustrated that he was trying to gaslight me, making me question my own perception of the situation. But I stood firm, refusing to back down. And now, predictably, he's giving me the silent treatment. No response, no acknowledgement, just complete radio silence. It's like he thinks I'll forget the whole thing and move on, but I won't. I'm still waiting for him to own up to his behavior and apologize. To be honest, the whole ordeal put a damper on our vacation. It was supposed to be a relaxing getaway, but instead, it was marred by my dad's behavior. Now, I'm left wondering what to do next. Normally, my dad would try to get the last word in, and we'd go back and forth until we eventually hashed things out. But this time, he's taking a different approach. He's pretending like nothing's wrong, like he didn't do anything to upset us. It's frustrating because I feel like he's not taking responsibility for his actions. So when he eventually tries to talk to us again, I'm torn. Part of me wants to redress the issue and clear the air, but another part of me just wants to move on and avoid more conflict. Should I confront him again and risk reigniting the argument, or should I just let it go and hope that time heals all wounds? TLDR, my dad tried to crash our first family vacation, then started a fight when we didn't want to be glued to our phones. I called him out on his behavior, and now he's giving me the silent treatment. Should I let it go or redress the issue when we next talk? And yes, someone give me this advice. It's up to you to decide whether to redress the issue or move on. However, considering your dad's behavior and lack of accountability, it might be essential to clear the air and set boundaries for future interactions. When you're ready, choose a calm and private setting to discuss what happened, using I statements to express your feelings and avoid blame. This can help prevent similar situations and strengthen your relationship in the long run.
Story 2.
I've always felt a knot in my stomach when someone says I love you to me, or when I try to say it back. It's like my mind goes blank and my words get stuck in my throat. I feel like I'm being suffocated by those 3 simple words. It's not that I don't want to hear them or say them. It's just that, I don't know, it feels forced, fake or something. Like I'm lying to myself and the other person. I've felt this way for as long as I can remember, even with my family members. My parents, siblings or relatives would tell me they love me, and I'd just nod or smile, but never say it back. I feel guilty for not being able to express my love like a normal person. Hey everyone, I'm a 19-year-old guy and I'm hoping someone can help me figure out what's going on with me. I've always felt weird and uncomfortable when someone tries to show me affection. It's like my skin crawls and I feel trapped. This has been going on since I was a kid, and it's really bothering me. I remember when I was younger, my family members would try to hug me or hold my hand and I'd pull away. They'd tell me they loved me and I'd just stand there, frozen. I didn't know how to react or respond. It's not that I don't love them back. It's just that physical affection feels so awkward to me. Even now, as a teenager, I still feel the same way. My friends will try to give me a bro hug or a high five, and I'll just pat them on the back or shake their hand instead. It's like I'm allergic to affection or something. It's not that I don't care about my family or don't want to show them love and appreciation. It's just that saying things like I love you or giving them a hug feels so insincere coming from me, like I'm just saying it because I think I'm supposed to, not because I truly mean it. And it's hard for me to explain, but physical touch just feels really uncomfortable. I don't know. It's like my body language and words are 2 different things. My mind is screaming I care about you, but my body is screaming get away, and that's what's so frustrating. I don't know what's wrong with me. Is it something from my childhood? Am I just wired differently? I feel like I'm missing some fundamental human connection gene or something. But here's the thing, when I'm in a romantic relationship, I feel even more odd. I'll be with someone I really care about, someone I think I might even love, and yet, I still can't bring myself to say those 3 words. I'll write them in texts or notes, but saying them out loud feels like torture. And physical affection? Forget about it. I'll initiate it sometimes, but other times I'll pull away, feeling like I'm suffocating. It's like my mind is at war with itself. And that's when I started wondering, am I experiencing avoidant personality disorder? I've read about it, and some of the symptoms seem to fit. But I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it. That's why I'm here, asking for help. What can I do to fix myself? How can I learn to express my emotions and connect with others in a real way? Ask me questions, help me figure this out. I'm tired of feeling like I'm stuck in my own head.